Hey guys, I want to talk to you today a little bit about neck reining and what neck reining is to me and how I develop neck reining. You'll see me riding this horse in what is called a two-rein setup. So he has a little half-inch hackamore, and then he also has a spade bit in his mouth, and then I'm holding both sets of reins in my hands. The reason that I'm riding him in this, and I probably wouldn't ride most horses this fast in a two-rein. This is a horse that I've had for probably about a year, I guess. Got him from an auction out of Wisconsin. And he's a good horse. He's rapidly becoming my own personal horse because my daughter's taken over my gray one. And that's totally fine. I'm tickled to death that she is. But one thing that I've noticed with him, and I've noticed on the sales video from the auction a year ago, was this horse has a ton of pressure has been used on this horse. And what I mean by that is through the bit and probably the legs and the hands and everything. But he's had a lot of leverage applied to him. So he's kind of doing things, kind of being forced to do things as opposed to being asked to do things. You can turn any bit into a leverage bit, and you can turn any signal bit, a spade bit, and the hackamore is meant to be used as a signal bit and a signal instrument as opposed to leverage. And that's one of the reasons why I'm riding him in this, so that I'm gonna start talking to him by using signals as opposed to using leverage. I can use a spade bit and I can use a hackamore as leverage and not as a signal, but it's all on how you ride. And if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make videos about the spade and how it works and the different hackamore sizes and stuff like that. But this is meant to be a signal instrument. The reason I have two reins and two things on his head is that I can talk to him from my hackamore reins, and I can also talk to him from my bridle reins. Now, his stage of training right now, I'm not going to be talking very much from the bit. Most of my communication will be from the hackamore. But having rein chains and the way the bit's set up, he can feel, it's a signal, he can feel these subtle changes and he can respond to them without me having to add leverage, a measurable PSI, pounds per square inch or ounces per square inch, whatever you want, however you want to say it. So I have him in the signal setup so that he can start to understand another way to get along with us, so that he can truly get along with us, so I'm not just up here manhandling him. One thing that I do when I'm riding these guys and to get them neck reining is, like, say I want to turn to the right. I'm going to take my right leg off and I'm going to bring my left hand, my handful of reins, to my left hip, or excuse me, to my right hip. And you'll see me picking my hand up and putting my hand down. Come back around, take my right leg off, left hand to my right hip, and I'll pick it up and I'll put it down, and I'll pick it up and I'll put it down. The reason I'm picking it up and the reason that I'm putting it down is so that he has to listen to the signal. I'm not gonna manhandle him around. I'm gonna signal him to go to the left by picking my hand up and going to my left hip. That's gonna signal him, and he's gonna feel the changes in his mouth. He's gonna feel the changes in the curb strap. He's gonna feel the changes in his the piece going over his pole, and he's gonna feel the change in the hackamore, which is gonna signal him, tell him that something's coming. And I'm going to pick up, and as soon as he kind of commits to going left, I'm going to drop my hand. Reward him for thinking left. I'm not going to hold him there. My ideal way to neck rein a horse, so if I'm going to the right, my outside rein would be my left rein. And I call that my bridle rein, because when I'm riding just in a bridle, I just got that one rein right there. And that rein is going to tell my horse to go to the right if he feels it on the left. So my goal is that when he feels this set of reins go up his neck, he turns to the right. When he feels this set, there he goes. And I'm not even getting very far, and he's turning, and I'm getting out of it. And I'll turn him here and have you look at this way too. When he feels this set of reins come up his neck, he should go left. There's his left front. When he feels this set of reins coming up his neck, there's nothing going on with my left rein. then he should step left. So I'm pushing my horse with my bridle rein. To me, that's neck reining. Neck reining is not when you want to go to the right, you grab that right rein and you gee-haw him over this way, and then you gee-haw him to the left. That's just plow reining. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm also not looking for when I pick my reins up and I want him to go to the right, I want his nose to be tipped to the right. I don't want to bring my hand way over here and have him tip his nose to the left. I want him to be able to feel this left rein, bring his nose to the right, and step to the right. Now when I go to the left, I'm gonna do some pulls and slacks. I call it pull and slack. Anytime I move my hands up, I'm pulling and I'm slacking. I'm not jerking and dropping, I'm just pulling and slacking. So when I go to the left, he's gonna feel the right rein on his neck, he's gonna tip his nose to the left, and he'll move to the left. Pull, slack, pull, slack. There, and you can see his nose flexion there by responding off of the outside rein only. And I'll teach my horses to neck rein by doing lots of this stuff. I'll just kind of be walking, then I'll open up that right door, my right leg, and I'll just pull slack. Have him turn to the right. There we go. Now when I'm asking him to go to the right, my hand's not out here, and I'm not doing this jobber. I'm actually coming back to my right hip. Back to my right hip. When I'm turning left, I'm bringing my hand to my left hip. Why am I bringing my hand back to my left hip? I'm bringing my hand back to my hip to say rock your weight back, lighten your shoulders, follow that bridle rein, and move over. Just steering him like this, then yes, I can turn my horse, but he's not going to have that weight shifted on the back. So when I'm riding around and I want to go to the right, I'm bringing my right hand, excuse me, I keep messing up. I'm bringing my left hand, my rein hand, to my right hip. Rock that weight back, step over. Rock that weight back, step over. Ride forward. Now I'm going to go to the left, so my hand's going to go to my left hip. Rock that weight back, step over. And every time I pick that rein up, I'm throwing slack in it. Like that, like that. So that he feels the signal and he feels that outside rein. And I'm not having to use leverage. I'm just signaling to him with just ounces. I don't know, there's no way to measure it, but it's just ounces. And then I'll ride forward. When I signal him to stop, I'll put weight in my stirrups, take my seat out of my saddle a hair, pick my hand up and drop it. Pick it 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 up and drop it. And then I can just do little signals. Say, hey, keep backing up. And then I can just kind of open up that left door, and there's my turn. So this is a lot different than riding in a leverage bit. But like I said, you can ride a leverage bit as a signal instrument if you're disciplined enough in your hands and the way you're riding in it. I get all my horses neck reining, turning several ways, 2 ways mainly. One, by taking a leg off, and he went to the right. Taking that left leg off, and he went to the left. So I use my seat first, and then I use my reins to back up my seat and my leg aids. Body first, reins last. The other way I get my horses operating off of the reins and turning is simply by turning. So my legs will stay the same, but I still want my horse to turn. Wherever my hand goes, I want my horse to go. If I want to go left, he needs to follow that rein. If I want to stop, he needs to stop and follow that rein. If I want to go back up, he needs to follow that rein. If I want to go right, I can keep my right leg on him, and he can still go right. Why would I do that? Why would I teach my horse to move off of my legs and also move off of just the reins? Well, here's my theory behind that. My theory is if you have something in your horse's face, in his mouth, on his face, connected to your hands, then that has to mean something. Those instruments that you're putting on your horse's head has to make sense and get down to his feet, regardless of what I'm doing up here in my body. The other reason, and this is a real world scenario, if I'm out roping, or if I'm out holding a rodaire and a cow breaks and I got to go get that cow back to the rodaire, I'm going to be braced in my stirrups. Either braced in my stirrups roping or braced in my stirrups as my horse is galloping to bring a cow back. And I'm not going to be able to go, okay, right leg off, left leg off. I'm going to be out there working, roping or chasing this cow down, bracing in my stirrups, and wherever my hand goes, he needs to go. I'm using my stirrups to keep me in the saddle, and he needs to follow my reins. Tomorrow, I got a big cowboying job tomorrow. We got about 100 pairs to sort and work through. I'm bringing my gray horse and I'm bringing this horse. It's too much work for one horse, so I'm bringing him. So he'll kind of be able to get out tomorrow and get some real world experience. But I know for a fact tomorrow that he's going to be neck reined. I'm not going to have my legs necessarily to help me. So I need to get him responding to that. Responding to that. He can throw his head all he wants. I don't care. If I need to go left, I just need to bring my hand to the left. And he needs to follow that. Because I'm going to be watching my cows. I'm going to be sorting them out. Wherever that hand goes, he needs to go. Bump him back. That's not a straight back up, but I'm just going to keep asking him to back up. And I might have to turn. And when I'm asking my horses to turn, I'm always asking them to rock their weight back. I'm always saying, stop, weight back, turn, and then go somewhere. And then I might say, stop, turn, go somewhere. Stop. Ooh, there we go. That was a good stop. I barely had enough time to bring that rein up. And then go. And then stop. So there's a beautiful turn. So that's what I like to get my horses responding to, is that bridle rein, that outside rein. Wherever that rein goes, they need to follow. And I'm not going to be holding on to the reins. I'm going to be signaling them to turn. Signal from the reins, signal from the hackamore, signal from the spade bit, signal from the rein chains, from the curb strap, all of that. And that's going to give him, it's going to be nicer to him. It's going to give him more subtle things to listen to. So he's going to have to focus more on the feel and the signal that I'm offering, as opposed to kind of doling me out or being so afraid that he's not even thinking and relying solely on me jihawing him around and yanking and janking on the reins. At the trot, it's the same scenario with the trot. A great way to get your horses neck reining at the trot, the walk also, is to ride squares. So I'm going to ride a straight line, rock your weight back, ride this way, straight line to this square. Rock your weight back, turn, go. Straight line this way. Rock your weight back, turn, go. Stop, straight line, stop, hoop, back up. Don't be thinking forward. See, there he was thinking forward, and I just kept doing the same pressure. I didn't increase the pressure I was picking up on the reins. I just increased the kind of the bump, the pull and slack. So if he's rooting his nose out, I'm just gonna, hey, I'm talking back up. That's all I'm doing right there. No need to blow through that pressure. And then whoop, take off again. You can turn this into, as he's kind of trotting, I'll just bring my rein back to my left hip. And that's gonna kind of slow him down. Left hip, left hip, left hip. So wherever my hand goes, he starts to go. But I'm gonna be real jealous about not holding on to him. I'm gonna be really conscious of getting that ball tipped, get that momentum tipped like you're kicking a ball down a hill, and getting out when he's doing right. So to me, that's neck reining. And I rode him in this setup just so that it was more of, like I said 1,000 times already, just rode him in this setup so that it was more of a signal as opposed to leverage. So I could just kind of communicate to him a little bit differently than he has been communicated with in the past. And it sure seems to be making a lot of sense for this horse. He's going to be a heck of a horse. Before long, he's going to be a great horse. Turn to the left. And then stop. So that's a little bit about neck reining. Pushing our horses off of the bridle reins, teaching them that the reins actually mean something, teaching them that the reins don't have to get tight. He can just feel that and he moves. He feels that and he moves. And then I can just use that other set of reins. He feels that and he moves. He feels that and he moves. So if a horse can truly, if we believe that a horse can feel a fly land on him, and we should all believe that because we've all seen it and we've all seen them swish their tails, then there's no reason that our horses can't respond to this little pressure, little signal, little feel, and get off. It's like magic. It just works.